Good morning, Adelaide. How are you? Happy Mother's Day on this beautiful Sunday morning. I hope you're all well. Andrew Stacey here from the City of Adelaide Lions Club, out on the Lions Get Active program, just going out for a walk on my usual Sunday morning. I hope you're all well and I hope you're joining me this morning. I appreciate it if you do. At Gazer Footy Park again. Beautiful sunny day here in Adelaide for those who are outside Adelaide. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mothers out there. Morning, hun. Happy Mother's Day to my wife Patria, my mum Yvonne, even my mother-in-law Marilyn. Love you all, and I hope you're well this morning. We've got a few locals here Sunday morning here at Gazer Footy Park on this beautiful Sunday morning. So I hope you're all starting to get your activities up and running this morning. Hopefully you're all getting either on your treadmills like Patria's at home. I know my girls are watching a video and doing some exercise in our front room as well. So hopefully you're getting your Mother's Day Sunday morning up and running. So thank you for joining me this morning. Beautiful day in Adelaide. It's been raining last night, early hours of the morning, but the sun is out and it's absolutely gorgeous here this morning. So get outside if you can while the weather's good. I think it's apparently supposed to rain again later today, so get out there if you can. And I say happy Mother's Day. I hope you all find a way to spoil your mum or your partners somehow, some way today. They're amazing people, and I'm sure you appreciate the mothers in your world and your lives as much as I do with mine in my world. So yeah, thank you for joining me this morning. Got a few things to go through from a Lions perspective today. A few other things I'll go through as well. Special thank you to Lynn for running last week's yoga session. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't done yoga before, hope you enjoyed it. That was an easy way to get into it last week. That was most of the basics that can be done. But really thank you, Lynn, for taking that on and getting online to do that, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Hopefully you've been stretching a little bit since. No point just doing it once and not doing it ever again to a point. Make sure we need to all make sure that we keep our muscles, supple, especially if you're an active person, but even if you're not, it's a good idea to make sure you stretch. Keeping muscles stretched out is good to prevent injuries and all that sort of stuff. So thank you, Lynn, so much for doing that last week. We're hoping to do them probably every few weeks rather than every week. Morning, Evelyn. Hope you're well. So we'll probably get Lynn to do that again in a few weeks' time, and probably and get her to do a few more of those. So yeah, thank you very much, Lynn, for doing that last week. I know that we had quite a few people watching and joining it as well, so that's really cool. I know I've done this before, but special shout out to the boys at Infobuild. Hope you're watching, or at least you're going to watch later. Special shout out to Hammers, Candida, Lil, Coda, even Jared Binky, Maury, how are ya? Johnny B, Craig. Special shout out to my boys at Infobuild, which is where I work, for those who don't know. It's almost been a full year since I've been there. Morning, John, how are you, mate? So yeah, special shout out to those boys who I spend a lot of time with, obviously, during the week at work. Yeah, enjoy their company. The work itself that I do can be a little bit boring and monotonous, but I appreciate being there. And yeah, special shout out to the boys, because I know they watch every now and again. So I hope you're watching now, or you're going to watch later today. Speaking of work, for those who don't know, the job I do gives me a lot of time to think, ponder the world. So I thought I might just share a few of those things, because I've got your attention, and hopefully we're in a space where we can share these things. But I was sort of wondering, if apartments are called apartments, why are they so close together? If you ate pasta and antipasta, would you still be hungry? If police arrested a mime, would they give him the right to remain silent? Just sort of wondering these things, I guess. the word monosyllabic means one syllable, but it's so long it's got 5 syllables itself, huh? Why do we wash bath towels? Aren't we clean when we use them? I don't get that one. If we leave a door ajar when it's open, why don't we leave a jar open and we call it a door? I just don't get these things. But hey, I guess we'll just go with it anyway. And so these are just the crazy things I think about when I'm at work. Plenty of hours on my time just flicking out metal, and it gets my mind wandering. I was on the way home from the shops. I'm just having a look to see if a mate of mine is joining me this morning, but it doesn't look like he is. I was coming home from the shops the other day, or during the week I mean. I got into a bit of a car accident. Knocked myself out for a few minutes, which isn't good. But when I sort of finally came to, I was there in the car still, obviously, and this beautiful woman was in there just to make sure seeing if I was all okay. Beautiful woman, and in my haziness, sort of trying to gather my thoughts, sort of noticed she was wearing a bit of a low cut top and sort of had a lot of large cleavage sort of right there, and I was sort of gazing around thinking, oh, what's going on here? And she actually asked, are you okay? And I said, yeah, all good in my haziness. And she said, let me just look over you. And I was thinking, no, it's all cool. My wife might get a bit upset. And she says, no, seriously, let's just I'm a nurse, and let me just check you over, make sure there's no cuts and grazes that are too bad. I said, no, it's all fine. But in the end, I sort of let her have a bit of a look, just to make sure I was okay, not to be silly or anything. She was watching and having a look after a couple of minutes and said, look, I think I need to take you back to my place and properly check you over. I was thinking, no, it's all okay, my wife will get upset. She said, no, don't be silly, I'm a nurse. Let me check you out properly. I don't live too far away. Let me do this properly. I was thinking, no, I can't. In this haste, I was thinking, well, don't, no, it's okay. My wife will get upset. She said, no, it's all good. So I thought, look, you're a nurse, I'll go back home. So we got in the car. She took me to her place and she was checking me over, and the whole time I was thinking, no, don't do this. My wife will get upset. So she's checking me over. And in the end, she said, so where is your wife? And I said, well, she's back at the car accident. I'm just joking, I wasn't in the car accident, Patria, it's all good. The cleavage wasn't even that big anyway, it's all good. No, I'm just joking at all. No accident, it's all good, I'm fine, I'm just joking around. But I will tell one story that is perfectly true, and it's one of my favourite stories to tell. Back in a former life of mine, I was involved with trampolining, for those who don't know. I was in that for about 10 years, and I was a state coach, and I went to nationals a few times. And there was one year, a mate of mine that I coached with, his name was Darren, and we became really good friends with another coach from Tasmania. His name was Ben, and we were really close in the sport. Darren and I coached here in Adelaide in the same club, and yeah, we were really close. And we got to know Ben really well, even though he was from Hobart. Patria just wrote a comment there. Yeah, and so we were just part of our state teams. I was one of the state coaches, so was Darren, and we went off to national, and we got to travel to Australia every year for nationals and that sort of stuff, which was really cool. And there was one year, it was 2001, we went to nationals over in Sydney, and after the comp, we had a couple of days in Sydney, and we climbed the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Yes, it was an accident, don't worry. Yeah, so we went up the Sydney Harbour Bridge for the climb, which was really cool. So if no one's ever done it, please do it, it's awesome. Like I said, this actually is a true story. I'm not joking around like I just did before. And yeah, for those who haven't been up the Sydney Harbour Bridge, you get kitted out in this suit, a bit of a jumpsuit type get up, and you get a wire tethered to another wire so that you're obviously safe going up and down the bridge. Beta, how are you this morning? Hope Amir is there as well. And yeah, so we'd just done that. So we'd been to nationals just that week. We've been to nationals the year before. We even went to Darren and I went to the Olympics the year before. First time trampolining was in the Olympics in 2000. Amazing experience. But yeah, so we're all tethered up, and you're in a group. I think it was at 12 or 15 people. I can't remember how many there were, but 12, 15 people, and everyone's got a microphone. You've got a headset and a microphone, so obviously the lead person that's guiding you up and down the bridge can talk to everyone. Obviously it's pretty loud and windy up there. And so she was coming down and getting to know everyone in front of us, and Darren and Ben and I, we were up the back of the group for whatever reason, just where we were. And so we were just chatting away, and she was chatting to all the people in front of us and making her way down. We were about halfway up the bridge, I can't remember how far up. And she came down to us and started talking and everything else. And for some bizarre reason, obviously she asked what brought us to Sydney. So we talked about the trip, the comp that we were in, and of course she thought, oh, last year's trampolining was in the Olympics. Trampoling's in the Olympics, and so we said yeah. I said, and one of us said, me or Darren said, we went last year. We went to it, and bang, straight away, she's just run straight back to the front of the group, got onto the microphone. I don't know why I'm doing a mobile phone there, but got onto the headset, and goes, everyone, we've got 2 Olympians in our group. And Darren and I sort of stopped, and we were looking at each other thinking, what? Ben, the guy from Tasmania, is thinking, are you kidding? You 2 trampolines, you got to be joking. Dan, how are you, buddy? And so Darren and I didn't get a chance to explain. She just raced straight back up to the front of the group, onto the headset. Everyone, we've got Olympians in our group. And everyone started looking around at us. Ben's thinking, you 2 clowns as Olympians? Yeah, right. And Darren and I looking at each other thinking, well, we didn't say that we were in the Olympics. We just said that we went and watched. All we did was watch. We weren't part of it. We weren't coaching. We just went there to visit and be part of it. And so we're thinking, what do we do here? She's now said that we're Olympians. We can't just correct her in front of everyone. So Darren and I looked at each other thinking, oh, I guess we just better go along with it. And Ben's going, oh my God, you 2 are morons. How in the world would you 2 ever make the Olympics? But he couldn't say anything either. So we thought we better just go along with the story. And so in the end, we had a few people asking a couple of questions while we were on the bridge, but then when we got off the bridge, Daniel, how you doing, mate? When we got off the bridge, you start getting your jumpsuit off and you wash your hands off, people actually start asking us questions. How was the experience? Oh, it must have been amazing. What was it like being around all these other athletes? And Darren and I just thinking, we just hammered up thinking, well, yeah, amazing experience, once in a lifetime opportunity. The people we've met are amazing, so we're just thinking, oh my God, we've got to fake our way through this, I guess, really. And yeah, people are asking all these sort of questions, and like I said, Ben the whole time is going, oh my God, as if you 2 would ever make the Olympics. And people think you're now think you're Olympians. And so we just had to go with it. And in the end, we're about to make our way, we saw the tribute, again, if you've been there, you've seen this, you see the tribute of all these famous people that have been on the bridge and done the climb. And we saw Olympians there, and Darren and I were thinking, oh man, imagine if they actually asked for our photograph to be put up on the wall. Thank goodness that didn't happen. But man, thinking back now, or reminiscing back now, that was hilarious. For Darren and I to be mistaken as Olympians at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. But not so much. So, you know, I guess sometimes you've got to fake it till you make it, and hopefully you don't get caught. So, yeah, it was an interesting experience, but that was hilarious at the time. Look, the Lions Get Active program that my club has started, not I, but my club has started, is all about developing awareness for diabetes and for wellness. For anyone who's followed me new this morning or later today, it started off being a social group of everyone getting actually active as Lions. And so with all the social distancing restrictions, that's obviously taken a hit, but hopefully we'll be back soon. Part of our wellness, not only is it to physically get out there and actually be active, and Lions showing that we are active people, or at least hopefully inspiring people to become more active. Part of our wellness is our mental well-being, our emotional well-being, and hopefully a few jokes I've just tried to crack there have put a smile on your face, because humour is part of our mental well-being as well. So, you know, in these sort of times where things can get a bit down and you sort of wonder, is this going to end? Please find some humour in your world. Please find a way to laugh, even if that's through TV shows, movies, catching up with a close friend on the phone or video chat, or maybe listening to my lameness. I don't know. I'm not a joke teller, but I've tried. So hopefully I've brought a bit of a smile to your face. If not, send me a joke. I'm happy to tell it. I'll tell it as well as I can. From a Lions point of view, just a few things to share. I mentioned a few weeks ago about a Dr. James Mukey. He was going to be a keynote speaker at the Lions Multiple District Convention, which was going to be in only a week or two's time. Obviously that's cancelled. And I mentioned him a few weeks ago because he released an article in the newspaper, Advertiser here in Adelaide, about his discoveries about sugar and its direct relationship to diabetes, and he thinks there's more that he thinks there's more of the sugar component than the rest of our lifestyle component that affects those who get diabetes, especially the type 2 diabetes. Well, I hope you can see me there. I'll turn the video around so you can actually see me. You're not looking into the sun. Yeah, so he was going to be our keynote speaker at the Multiple District Convention for Lions. He's doing an exclusive interview for Lions Australia, or at least for Lion members of Australia. I'll let you know when that's happening, but it'd be really interesting to see and listen to him, listen to the dangers of sugar and how it's impacted our lifestyles, obviously in the last 20-30 years, and obviously what effect that has directly to diabetes. So I encourage everyone, I'll get you some details, I encourage everyone to have a look and listen to that. I can't remember if it's a video or if it's a podcast or whatever, but I think it'd be really interesting to listen to. Find out what he's talking about, what research he's done. So if you've got diabetes, or you're someone who probably eats a bit too much sugar and you're worried about your health, definitely a guy to listen to and get his perspective on what research he's been doing. And I'm sure there'll be some advice about what to do if you have diabetes and what ways you can manage it. So again, just for those who are new to, live on Zoom, sorry, that's right, thanks Patria. I knew I got something wrong there. He's going to be the Zooming, that's right. And Patria reminded me there that we need to register if you want to be part of that Zoom meeting. Sorry, thanks for that, So yeah, so if you're interested in listening to Dr. James Mukey on a Zoom meeting, I'll let you know the details as soon as I know, as soon as Patria knows she's on, so that more than I am, I'm not going to joke around there. So if you're interested, let me know, and that way I can pass on the details to you. But yeah, it'd be really interesting. So again, from this program's point of view, highly relevant from a diabetes point of view. For anyone who's new to what I'm doing here, or if you've just forgotten, the reason I'm doing this awareness about diabetes and well-being, diabetes is one of the global causes from Lions Clubs International. It's an international movement, and they've got 5 global causes: diabetes, hunger, environment, vision, and childhood cancer. So they put a lot of time and effort into those causes, and so this is just my bit and our club's bit into doing the diabetes cause. And so hopefully, in Adelaide SA, for anyone who's watching internationally or nationally, hopefully South Australia's had our restrictions lifted. We're allowed to have 10 people together in a gathering, indoors and outdoors, as long as you keep your 1.5 metres apart. I guess we have to keep an eye on that as to whether those restrictions are changing based on people's actual behaviour. I'm just going to stop here. Alright, cool. So Patricia's just letting me know that Zoom meeting is on May the 22nd, and that would have been on our Multiple Districts Convention dates, or just afterwards. So he's obviously making up for the fact that our convention had to be cancelled. And so like I said, this is exclusive for Lion members, but email me or we can get you the details if you're interested in that. What was I saying? So yes, this is just our bit towards those causes. I've actually lost my place now. Yeah, I'm actually lost. It's actually got me. Old man syndrome kicking in. Maybe we should start doing an awareness on Alzheimer's. Yeah, so that's. So I was going to say, so with all the restrictions that we've got down in SA or in Adelaide, we'll wait and see as to how the repercussions of that come along with people's behaviour. I'm really keen obviously to get line members back together and doing this walk with me. Good morning, Lynn. Really keen to obviously get our group walking together. If I get the group walking together, I'll take it away here from Gazer and we'll go back to Victoria Park. Amir, how are you, buddy? So I'll keep you updated via our Facebook page. Obviously you know where it is because you're with me. And hopefully, probably not next weekend, but hopefully the weekend after, we'll get our walking group back up and running so we're exercising together and socialising. The whole point, well, one of the points of me doing this walk is to, Lynn, lovely. Dipson, how are you, buddy? All the way from the Riverland. Thanks for seeing, great to see you last week at our Zoom meeting. Our club had our first Zoom meeting last Sunday, went really, really well. Good job, Patria. So it was really good to see a couple of faces such as Dipson. Dipson's been part of our club for a while now, but had to move to Mildura and then to the Riverland for work. So, and I know that he's doing some work with the Lions clubs out there, which is brilliant. So it was great to see his face. Oops, sorry for the video being a bit wobbly there. Great to see his face last weekend over Zoom. So I'll let you know where I'm at with getting our social groups walking again. Like I said, the whole point of this activity is not to fundraise. This is not a fundraiser. It could quite easily become a fundraiser, but the Lions Get Active program that the City of Adelaide Lions Club is running here is to purely promote people getting active, and I for one want people to see out in the actual community, out in our shirts, seeing that us Lions are out there promoting wellness, promoting our awareness of diabetes and what can be done about it. Lovely, Lynn. And also I want to see people see that me and my Lions top, anyone in their Lions top can actually see Lions out there being active, getting out there to do what we can to hopefully inspire, hopefully to motivate people to get their exercise on. I can see a mum and dad, a dad and a son running here together here at Gazer, which is great. A photo of me doing yoga on the City of Adelaide Lions. Are you still with me? I just got a notice saying trying to reconnect. The internet was dropping out. So last week I posted a photo of me trying to yoga on our Facebook page. So get your photos in. I think it's really important that people see how you are exercising and staying active so that we can continue to motivate each other. We're at the end, hopefully we're at the the finishing line of our social distancing that we can't exercise in groups. Hopefully we're at the end of it. Can't say we are yet or not, but hopefully we're near the end. So I really want to make sure that people are still getting exercise in. So send us a photo in. If you're getting your skates on like one of our members does, she sent photos in before, which is great. If you kick a footy, send me a photo. If you play basketball, send me a photo. If you're on a treadmill like Patria is, send a photo. If you're on an exercise bike, send a photo. Do whatever it is. Let's show the world, or let's start with Adelaide. Let's start with South Australia, then Australia, but let's show the world that we are active people as a group who serve the community. We love serving the community. Let's show them that we are interested in what they're doing, because when we get the whole group together again, this invitation for people to join us is to align, whether you're a Lion or not a Lion. I hope that many people from our club join me when we can get back together. I really hope these videos that I do get shared on the district website as well, district Facebook page, sorry. So I thank Peter for that. So I really hope that there are more Lions who see these videos, and hopefully will come out and join us on the walks as well. I want to get our club's vision is to see a whole bunch of Lions together so that the rest of the public can see us and join us. That's all it is. Just join us. If you need a chat, there are people there to chat to. If you want to know more about Lions, then that's cool. We're right there and you can talk to us. I really want to encourage everyone in Adelaide, South Australia, and let's face it, I want to say Australia as well, to join a volunteers group. I think it should be Lions, but I'm biased there because of the work that we do. But I really think all adults should be able to find some time to volunteer somewhere in their week, because we need to be role models towards our kids. That volunteering is important. We are in a social and demographic position to be able to help. And so I really think it's important that people do as much as they can when they can. And the advantage that we provide, at least at City of Adelaide Lions Club, I'm pretty sure the other Lions Club in in our district do the same, is that if you've got like an hour in a week to help volunteer, then that's all we ask for. We don't ask for hours and hours of commitment. Some of us do put in hours because we love it, Patricia especially. Evelyn at Adelaide Atlantic and John at Adelaide Atlantic do. I know Gary at Prospect Barra who puts in heaps of hours, and that's only because they love it and they've got the time. But if you're an adult and you've got a family and you work, you're in exactly the same position as Patricia and myself. So I'm not trying to brag here at all, just purely use it as an example. Surely people can find an hour or two in their week or in a fortnight to help out, and there are plenty of ways to help out. City of Adelaide Lions Club's got heaps of different types of projects and activities that we do, and ways to fundraise. And so if you're able to, give us an hour a week, that can be your contribution, or even an hour a fortnight, that's no problem. Not a problem at all. Love you to join us and help out in any way you can. Get the kids involved. We've got a Cubs program at their school, but our girls help us out with our projects whenever they can, and that's what got them started into wanting to do a Cubs club at their school. So you can get your kids involved. We've got plenty of activities where you can get kids involved. Probably our best known project is the Hear Me Roar project. So that's simply just putting some care packs together for people who are entering hospital, various hospitals around Adelaide, even South Australia as well actually. So we put care packs together and we build cushions. Patria's got her next idea up and running, where it's getting headbands for all the nurses who obviously have to wear masks all day every day. So these headbands have got buttons on the side of them, so that instead of the elastic band of the mask going around their ear, which apparently is rubbing and can be infectious or everything else, the elastic of the mask goes around the button instead. And so we've handed those out to a hospital or two, and they're obviously really appreciative of that. So there's a couple of little projects that anyone from our club, if you're watching me, if you want something to do, we can get those materials to you, and that way you can still feel like you're contributing to the community and to what our club does. Anyone, even if you're not a Lion and you've listened to me here and you want to help out, that's a really simple way to help out. We can give you all the instructions of what needs to be done. It's really simple that even I can do it. So cushions take a bit more time, but the headbands, real easy one. But there's always ways that we can serve the community even in these times. Like I say, for those who watch me internationally, hopefully we're in Adelaide coming towards the end of all the social distancing, and a few more regulations have been relaxed. So yeah, I really encourage everyone, especially if you're an adult, to get out there and try and volunteer with someone, even if it's Rotary, Meals on Wheels, Apex if you're a younger adult. There's a couple of women's groups out there as well. They've got weird names, I can't remember them. I only saw them for the first time last year at an awards night. But yeah, I mean, I'm biased towards Lions. I think Lions is an awesome organisation. It's international. We're across 200 countries. There's 1.45 million volunteers in Lions. It's the largest community service organisation worldwide. So I know. So I'm biased towards it, but if anyone's got any questions, please ask. Contact your local Lions group and see what you can do to help. Like I said, most Lions clubs are happy if you've got an hour a week to help out somehow, some way, and they'd truly appreciate it. Become a member, go to dinner meetings, have a good time. We had our first Zoom meeting on Sunday, which went really, really well. We had about 30 people go along to it, which was really cool. Patricia was telling me that our June meeting is most likely going to be another Zoom meeting, but we're hoping for our July dinner meeting, which will be our handover meeting. Hopefully that'll be back together at the Ridges with everyone there, and we can actually be in the same room together and eat. So that'd be really cool. So that's where our meetings are going to be, where they're at the moment. So we'll let you know if that changes. We review that every couple of weeks. So obviously we'll let you know how that's going. I'm sure all the other clubs in Adelaide do the same, and keeping their members informed of where they're at. So thank you for joining me this morning. Fair bit of information, I guess. If I've missed something, I'm sure Patricia will let me know, and I'll raise it on Facebook later on during the week, or I can bring it up next Sunday. If you've got any questions about Lions or diabetes, staying active, any sort of suggestions. Oh, real quick, I've already had a couple of suggestions from other Lions as to what I can do to be different instead of walking around Gazer. had an idea where I could do maybe a session on the treadmill. So if you've got a treadmill at home, you can join me and we'll do a session on the treadmill. Same with the exercise bike as well. And the other suggestion is maybe I could do a session about using household goods as weights, and we could do a bit of an exercise regime using household items so that you can replace using weights at a gym. So I'll work on those and I'll get those out in the next few weeks, but hopefully I'll get Lynn back in the next, like every so often. Hopefully in a couple of weeks time I can go back to Victoria Park Racecourse, and that way we can all join together, walk around, have a chat, make sure we're getting our exercise on. And the idea of going out to Victoria Park is that's part of the City of Adelaide sort of territorial area, region. And I said what I was hoping to do is take that out to other parts of Adelaide as well. We could do a Rundle Mall walk, we could go along the River Torrens, we could go throughout North Adelaide. All those areas are part of the City of Adelaide area, so I was going to hopefully take those groups out there as well, and that way we're still getting our exercise. People can see what we're doing, hopefully they join us, hopefully they feel motivated and a little bit inspired by what we're doing, to get themselves up off their butts, onto their feet, however they do, whether you cycle, whether you scoot, if you play basketball or footy, maybe you do Taibo, back from way back when, maybe you do exercise classes, it doesn't matter what, as long as you're getting your exercise in and staying healthy and active. So that's all from me today. I hope you're getting your exercise in now or later today. Beautiful Sunday morning here in Adelaide. I hope everyone is well around the world, especially those here from City of Adelaide Club. I hope you're well if you're here in Adelaide. I hope you're well if you're in the 201C1 district. I hope you're well in Australia, and hopefully for those following me from England and from the US, I hope you're well as well. Don't just listen to me, be active. Don't say to me, oh, love what you're doing, Andrew, if you're not doing anything as well. I want to see people out there. Our club wants to see you out there doing stuff and being active in its various forms and making sure we keep ourselves mentally active as well. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. Hope you've had a bit of a laugh. Hopefully if you're laughing at me, that's fine. If you're laughing with me, that's fine too. I don't care either way. I'll keep you informed with what we're doing. Next week I'll probably be here again, and hopefully the week after we'll be able to get together our whole group and be able to walk together out at Victoria Park Racecourse. So I'll let you know obviously, and keep up to date with the City of Adelaide Lions Facebook page. For those of you following, please share this video. I want to see this video get out to as many people now as possible. Really appreciate if you could share it. Like I said, I want Lions involved with this, as well as general public who might want to become Lions one day. Even if they don't, that's fine. Please share this video, please comment so that way people can see your comments and it gets shared via that way as well. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Enjoy Mother's Day. Make sure you spoil your mum, like I said. Hopefully you can see your mum with restrictions being lifted for this weekend. And have a really good day, guys. Catch you later.